Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Okay, today we have a question that came in from Bob Knuth, K-N-U-T-H, and his is of a medical question, I guess we can call it. He says, I have a rotacuff tear on both shoulders. Having surgery on the left, can't fix the right one. Is there a swing with minimum use of the right hand for a right-hander? That would be the lower hand. Okay, when I read that question, the first thing I did was I thought about what I'm going to say here, but then I said I think I need a little bit more help, because as I like to say on some of these medical questions, I'll talk in generalities, but I'm the swing surgeon. I'm not the back surgeon or kinesiologist or whatever that knows a lot about the body. So I sent this off to our Wayne Coolidge, the swing surgeon director of fitness, health, and nutrition, and he came back and said to me, I asked him if he could add anything tell me anything that I could add to helping Bob Knuth out here, and he said, Don, he said, can he go to the oath position with his right hand or arm? So since I can't ask Bob this right here, but I'm going to say you need to ask yourself this, Bob. The oath position means, can you lift your right arm up to here? All right, and in both cases, that's what I really call the golf swing. Back swing goes to there. Forward swing goes to there with the club coming down over the shoulder. And so that's going to give you a range of motion, okay? And this is what Wayne goes on to say. He says, he can find his limits for pain-free range of motion from the mitt to whatever point up the tree that he can tolerate, and limit his back upswing to that level. So in other words, if you can't really quite get up to there, but you can only make it to there, then you need to start setting in your mind that position, or as I've called it in the past, the bell position, where on the way up you kind of get a bell there. I use in my mind like a desk bell that you see on a teacher's desk or on the check-in counter at hotels, that little bell with the plunger thing that rings the bell. I turn it upside down, so when I go bing bang, I'm swinging up. I tend to call that the Big Bang Theory. And so right now, I can honestly tell you that a few years back, mine was up here. Now it's only about here, getting older. And even though I stretch and flex a lot, I still don't have the, I can get up there, but I just feel like my swing's starting to get a little out of control. But I really haven't lost a whole lot of distance by being a little bit lower, but you set that position. And so that's what Wayne is saying. It said, it will be up to him to rehab and strengthen his functional range of motion to provide whatever power and velocity that he can produce. So in other words, he's telling you now it's time to go out and start working on and get some strength back. All of his golf shots may have to start with a limited back upswing, resembling a pitch or maybe even a power chip, but he should be able to identify that position and strengthen and possibly lengthen that range. He may be able to work with a physical therapist, but must utilize the peak performance golf swing to accomplish this. So again, the key here is that in the end, if you're having shoulder problems, having back problems, almost any physical problems, we know that the peak performance golf swing, the Surge swing, is the body-friendly swing. And it's because it has limited turn and vertical swing, which means when you're going up, you have gravity helping you. You swing up with the vertical club, it's a light club. You swing it over here, it falls back there, it's a heavy club. I'll make you a promise, I've said this 1,000 if not 1,000,000 times. You can swing something light faster than something heavy and more controlled. And so we want to stay light. So now that means we have gravity, the number one law in the universe. All the other laws revolve and work in harmony with gravity. And so you want gravity to be your friend, not your enemy. And that means that if you're standing back here and you swing back here and get the club very heavy over here, that club is putting excessive stress and strain on your shoulders. Just take a club and stand here like this and say, which club can you hold up longer? That one or this one? As soon as you just take this club and put it this way, I don't know about you, but I automatically start feeling a stretch in my muscles from here to there, which is right up about where my shoulder and rotator cuff's going to be. And so the one thing you want to do, Bob, is more than anything, is keep that club vertical. Vertical is light. Light's in harmony with gravity. What goes straight back and up comes straight down and has a better chance of going straight back and up on that side, which is going to take a lot of pressure and tension off your arms and especially your shoulders also. But the key now is I think you need to identify what is your range of motion, as Wayne said. How far can you skip a rock and lift your arm up and see where it really starts to hurt and starts to give you some pain? Because if you're playing in pain, you're very likely eventually going to, and that's hurt a lot of pros and a lot of golfers have hurt their swings, because if you go that little bit too far and all of a sudden you get that jolt, it makes you flinch, and the first thing you know, it's really wrecking your swing. But if you do have a range of motion somewhere and it's the there versus there, That's the whole difference in the world. If you can get there without pain, you can maintain your muscle tone and swing through the ball and hit it. So I mean, I can stand here and say I can hit it right here and say, and hit it pretty good. That's probably at least 75 or 85% of a full hit. So the key is to find that range of motion and stay within that range, and possibly even a little bit lower, to make sure you don't ever, so to speak, tease getting a little bit too high where you might start getting a twitch and start flinching. So find your range. If it's right there, you just lock that position in, and then you just make sure that's the most you're going to go. All right? And so, and with that, you create a new tempo and a new timing. You create a new tempo and a new timing. And start hitting the ball relatively solid and straight. You should be able to hit it solid and straight and shoot those lower scores. But in the end, remember, if no matter what you do, the pain is still there, then you're going to have to see a doctor, an orthopedic surgeon, whatever, and get it checked out. And I'm sure you've already been there. And so if they said you can keep playing golf, whatever, but you just don't want to keep getting in pain and make it so bad that you lose the ability to do other things that you need to do with your arms in life. So let pain be your deterrent, and if you can find that spot below what you normally were and have a range where you can swing relatively pain-free and even totally pain-free, then that's where you need to stay. Okay, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.